So I hope you guys are having a great holiday season. I think last time I made a video was before Thanksgiving. It seems so long ago. And I'm sorry for being quiet on Facebook. I just been, enjoying some peace and quiet. Although there's never peace and quiet in this house, but just having some more free time to focus on putting up the tree and doing other things like getting ready for Christmas. I'm pretty much all ready when it comes to getting the gifts and wrapping everything. Of course, most of my presents are for the dogs, but I haven't started on any of the food preparation yet, so I'm going to start that this week. So let me know if you guys are ready for Christmas, or if you're not even close to started, or yeah, I'm curious to know. But in this video, I'm here to talk about the plans for next year, 2022. I always like to make a video at the end of the year to kind of let you guys know what is going on in terms of what's being planned for future litters for next year. I have everything written on my phone, so there's a lot of information to go over. But before I get started, I wanted to say that everything that I have planned is never set in stone because we're working with nature and things always change. I always put my dogs and the puppies' health a priority before anything. So sometimes that means some litters that I'm planning for originally aren't going to happen, or something might change. I'm not really sure. But this is everything that I have planned, and I hope that it goes accordingly, but we will see. I know so many of you guys have reached out to me asking me if I have any litters currently. I do not. The last litter went out about a month ago, and I am expecting another litter to come in January, but we'll get to that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So I am planning on having 6 litters next year. 2 litters will be F1B standards. 2 litters will be F1B micro minis, and 2 litters will be regular size minis. I am expecting a litter of F1B micro minis, which is not part of that group, to be born on January 15th. I still consider that part of this year, 2021, because it's part of the fall and winter season. I guess I categorize into 2 seasons. We have the spring and summer and fall and winter. So even though the puppies are going to be born in January and will be going to their homes a couple months later, I'm still considering that part of this year, 2021, because it's fall and winter. So I hope that makes sense. So with that being said, that litter that's coming up, I currently have a few people on the list for that litter, and I'm not sure how many puppies she's gonna have. Hopefully she'll have 7. Last time she had 5, but I currently have about 3 people on the list, 3 or 4 people on the list. So I'm kind of waiting to see how many puppies she has to add more people to her list, and those puppies will be ready to go in March. So that's something that's happening this year still. So hopefully if you guys are interested and you get on the list, you'll be able to get a puppy sooner than later. So that's exciting. But apart from that, like I said, I'm planning on having 2 litters of F1B micro minis, 2 litters of minis, regular size minis, and 2 litters of F1B standards. And just to give you kind of a time frame to know when these litters are going to be born, kind of sorta, the F1B minis or micro minis are usually born in the late spring, early summer, and go to their homes around in August. And the second litter of micro minis won't be going until next winter. So for the F1B standards, I'm not exactly sure the time frame for those, only because this will be my Golden Doodle's first time breeding, and I don't know her months of heat just yet, but I'm hoping to learn that very soon. We're pretty much just waiting for her to go into heat anytime now, and we're going to be breeding her with Louie, my standard poodle, and they will be F1B standard Golden Doodle puppies. So my next regular size minis probably won't be going to their homes until around August. And for those, I don't know the generation of those minis just yet. We are planning on breeding Pride, which she's an F1 mini Golden Doodle, with another, hopefully, F1 mini Golden Doodle, but it's been really hard to find a stud of the same generation as Pride, and I've been seeing people offering their studs, and they are F1Bs or F2s or multi-generational. So I'm hoping to find one that's F1, but if not, it'll probably be another generation. So I'm not really sure what that means for in terms of the generations for the next litter of minis that we're having. But we are planning on having minis in the late summer with Pride after she has this current litter of micro minis. We're giving Meg a break for the spring, and we're gonna breed her again later on in the fall and winter to have F1 minis. So I would expect to have minis in around August. They'll be able to go to their homes, and then also again in November they'll be going to their homes. So you can kind of like think that for the minis it'll be summer and fall. So those are the plans for those. Just a side note also, I do offer stud service. My standard poodle Louie, he is a great breeder. He loves to do what he does. So if you're in the area and are interested in maybe meeting up and pairing our doggies together, I think that would be totally fun. Go ahead and message me on my Facebook business page and we can talk more details on that. So the next part of this video will be about how to get on the list for the next upcoming litters for 2022. And I know so many of you guys have reached out to me and wanted me to add you to the list, but unfortunately, since the demand is so high, I can't just add people to a list. I had to come up with a plan, not only that makes it fair for everyone, but it also keeps me from getting too ahead of myself. And since we're working with nature, things are always changing, and I know you guys like to plan things out as well as I do. And by doing it this way, it also gives me time to work with you in case things do change within that year. So with that being said, I'm gonna be looking for more families to add to the list on the weekend of January 22nd, 2022. Write that on your calendar. And that's a week after Pride has her puppies. And the reason why I'm waiting till then is because I want to see how many puppies Pride has in order to know if I need to add more people to the list coming up for this micro mini litter. At that time, I'm going to be releasing a link to the application that I only release at the time that I'm looking for the puppies. I'll be releasing it on my business page, and I'll probably also release it on my group page also, but please definitely follow me on my business page. Either way, that's where I do all of my updates first and foremost, and that's also where you can message me. But that's when I'm going to be releasing the link, will be on January 22nd. I will go through all the applications. I will pick through those submitted applications. I always like to say I like to look for families that I've gotten to know. That's one of the things I like to look out for the most, is if we gotten to know each other, because not only do I get to know you, but it makes the process a lot more fun when we're friends. The application will be released for that weekend only, so it will be on the 22nd and the 23rd, and I'll take it down on the 24th. So just make sure to fill it out within that time frame, and also just give me some time to get back with everyone. I do look through every single one of them, so I just ask that you guys be patient and give me some time while I look through them all and get back to everyone. So if you're wondering how many spots I'm going to be looking for next year, I'm looking to fill 50 spots. Maybe a little bit more depending on how many Pride has, maybe about 55. But out of those 50 spots, 16 of them will be for standards, 14 of them will be for regular size minis, and 16 of them, maybe a little bit more, will be for micro minis. On the application, I'll ask you which size you are interested in, and that'll help me determine what list to put you under. That does not mean that you are stuck to that size at all. If you do decide that you want to switch to a different size later on, I will just add you to the bottom of the list for that size. There is a $50 fee to be added to the list, but it can only be refunded if I'm unable to get you a puppy. And it also can be transferable if you happen to not be ready this year like you were thinking you would be, which that's totally fine. Things come up in our lives all the time, and it's not a problem for me to just, transfer you to the next litter. If you're curious on prices, you can go to my website, which I'll be linking in the description. You can also message me if you have any questions about that also. In terms of shipping, I do allow shipping, but I leave that up to the family to determine who they want to have the puppy shipped through. If it is long distance, like if it's 12 hours or more in terms of travel time one way, then I only allow the puppy to fly through Flight Nanny. But if it's under 12 hours driving distance, then you can go through whatever transporter you have decided as a family. I think that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. I think I got everything. If you need to rewatch the video, it's totally fine. I know a lot of you guys have to rewatch the videos because there's so much information. But key note, I will be looking for about 50 families to fill the spots for next year's litters on the weekend of January 22nd. Look for that link in the post on the business page as well as on the group page. Fill out that application and email me on my business page and let me know that you have filled it out. I will get back to everyone that filled out an application. Sometimes I'm not able to, for some reason, get a hold of you because I can't find you, especially if you don't email me. So please email me and let me know that you filled it out, and I will do my best to get back to every single one of you. I always try to get back to every single one of you just so you guys know what's going on. On the 22nd, look out for that application, and I guess we'll go from there. So if you have any questions, please message me on my business page. And yeah, I guess that's it for now. I hope you guys have a great Christmas, a fun New Year, and I'll see you next year.